I want to talk real quick about the 4 different kinds of supervision you can be on in the criminal justice system. And these supervisions are all deprivations of liberty. It's after you've been arrested and as the criminal justice system is deciding what your ultimate punishment is going to be, they take you through these different levels of supervision. But I'm going to talk to you about the different results that can occur that are not going to prison or being in jail. Okay, so the first one is pretrial release. Pretrial release occurs after an arrest when you've been accused of a crime, but before the crime has been adjudicated, before you take a guilty plea, before you go to trial, you're on pretrial release. And the judge can set conditions of bond. And those conditions of bond have to be followed. If you don't follow them, then the judge can revoke your bond and you have to go to jail while you wait for the resolution of your criminal case, whether that's a trial, a guilty plea, whatever it is. So that's the first kind of supervision, is the conditions of bond. The second kind of supervision is something called deferred adjudication. Deferred adjudication in Texas can only be received if you get the permission of the state to apply. Now, the state in that application can either recommend, oppose, or be silent to your application, but you cannot apply for deferred adjudication without the state specifically allowing you to apply for deferred adjudication. So that's the second kind of supervision. The third kind of supervision is probation. Now, probation is different from deferred adjudication because it can be a conviction on your record. A jury, interestingly enough, cannot give you deferred adjudication, but a jury can put you on probation in certain circumstances. Not every circumstance, but certain circumstances, they can put you on probation. Probation and deferred, as far as the experience go, are pretty much the same thing. Everything that a judge will require you to do on deferred adjudication, they're likely to require you to do on probation. But it's the third kind of probation. And again, it's a conviction on your record. So if you're on probation or community supervision, as it is formally called, you're a convicted felon if you're on probation for a felony. And then the fourth kind is parole. Now, parole happens after you have served your prison sentence. Now, usually in Texas, you don't serve your full prison sentence. You get out a little bit early. And the time that you get out early, the time that's left over is the time that you're on parole. And the parole board can make you do certain things while you're on parole to stay on parole. So sometimes you have to go to counseling, sometimes you have to get a job, sometimes you have to live at a specific location, but that's the other kind of supervision. So those are the 4 kinds of supervision that the state can put you under instead of sending you to prison. Hope that helps.